On the 19th of September 1989, a bomb exploded in the town of Gampaha in the western province of Sri Lanka at 9:40 a.m. This was a time bomb that had been inside a small truck parked outside the police station. The blast had ripped through the perimeter wall of the station and the side of the building. The bomb-laden vehicle was a wreck. There were two vehicles on the road close to the site of the explosion, a bullock cart and a car, an Austin Cambridge. A total of 20 people were injured, and this included the driver of the Austin Cambridge and his 3-year-old son. The shutters were open and the blast wave had ripped through the moving car. The car had come to a halt and was a wreck. The driver and his son were seriously injured. The victims were rushed to the hospital. The surgical ward was packed with people, patients and others, with Gamini, the lone surgeon, at the hospital to the fore. The driver of the car was unconscious, while his son was semi-conscious, with a serious head injury. A piece of wood was sticking out of his head like a horn, with a fracture of the skull, and he was semi-conscious. The father's condition was diagnosed as a concussion. He required only observation for development of any signs of brain damage. The head injury sustained by the child was more serious and required urgent surgery, which was a neurosurgical procedure carried out by Gamini, the only surgeon at the hospital. This involved the raising of a skin flap on the head at the site of the injury, removing all the fractured pieces of skull bone together with the piece of wood. The wound was irrigated with normal saline to remove loose brain matter and any contaminants. There was a defect in the skull bone on the right side, which was about 3 centimeters in diameter. An attempt was not made to repair the defect in the skull at that stage or even later. The child made a complete recovery and remains well to date. This child had his education at a leading school in Colombo. Later on, coming to know exactly what had happened to him and how his life was saved, he too wanted to become a doctor and work under the surgeon who saved his life. Unfortunately, his dream of becoming a doctor could not be realized. But he has proceeded to graduate in information technology and has progressed extremely well in that field, holding a top post in a leading telecom organization. After witnessing a medical miracle, this child's sister, who was 4 years old then, was determined to be a doctor and has achieved her objective with the support of her parents. The Austin Cambridge, UK, was of much sentimental value to the owner-driver who was injured, as it had been purchased by his father in 1957. Therefore, he did not want to dispose of it for scrap metal, but retained it in his garage for many years, replacing part by part, obtained from various motor car dealers in the country. After many years and much effort, the car has been brought back to shape and now needs only the final coat of paint.